nice way to start the working week. First cast, first bite, first fish. It's in the net. I'm going to show you right now, although we are well into autumn as far as how it feels is concerned. Nevertheless, obviously, the summer species are still feeding well. Another tinker. As I've said before, I should have come here instead of my summer venue, which was the lake. Definitely got a good pull on it, this one. You know where they're going, don't you? They head for snags. Mostly natural in this particular place, i.e. overhanging branches, maybe a tree in the water somewhere that you can't see. They know where to head for. A good tip, of course, is to try and keep the rod eye and the fish eye in the water if you can, because there's less for it to go for as far as the bottom's concerned. You can keep an eye on it, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. It is a tench, not a big one, although that first fish was okay. It's a small pool. It's not a recognised tench venue like the lake that I fished in the summer. Another pleasant surprise. I'm not complaining either, although perch have been my target species. As I so often say, there's no such thing as a nuisance fish. Unless pike are in the swim and you're not particularly after them, you might consider them to be a little bit of an inconvenience. I haven't had any issue though from predators so far this morning. I'm sure that'll change. Hello, Matt. Thanks for the comments in the guest book on my website. Very much appreciated indeed. You mentioned about the setup that I'm using in this particular phase that I'm in, float fishing with prawn. So I said I would show it in a video, and here you go. And also for anyone else as well who's perhaps interested, a little bit more detail as far as the rig is concerned. Got a small float there, and by the way, all the tackle that I'm talking about is mentioned in the blog itself in terms of the actual brands, for example the size of the float, the line, strength, etc. So this is just to show you the visible setup. Much easier than talking about it, isn't it, in a blog, writing about it, which is why, as I say on so many occasions, video and text, perfect blog. So there's the float. I've got a shot either side. The water on this occasion is 6 feet deep. Got nothing else down the line, so those are two chunky shot either side of the float, sufficient to weight it. But then about 3 inches away from the hook, I've got the anchor shot, so that holds it down and it helps to be more efficient as far as bite indication is concerned. A size 10 hook, and as you can see there, a prawn. And I'm fishing over brown crumb. That's my staple diet as far as feeding is concerned on most venues, most sessions, most trips that I make throughout the course of the year. Brown crumb and mixed maggots. And I'm also throwing out some loose prawns as well by hand. I'm not fishing far from the bank at all. As you can see in the blog, all the extra details and information is in there. But for now, that's the float. Oh, and by the way, the pike has returned. A nice perch. You can hear it splashing around there. I've got the net in the water. The fish is over the rim, I think. I can't see down there. There you go. There's some reeds in front of me. It's in the back of the net. And I will be back. I like saying that. Yeah, nice perch indeed. I might be biased, but they are lovely fish, aren't they? And especially when they get to a certain size. And from a small pool, again, I have to stress that, from the venue, a super fish. dip on the float and another tench. I can see this one in the water. It's not that clear, but nevertheless when the fish is high, it's certainly visible. No snags at all there, and as long as I can bring this one in and the hook's intact, I'll be okay. And I am. Okay, that is. Very slippery and slimy. And you can see why the tench is the favourite of many anglers as well, can't you? Especially older fishermen. Not so sure about youngsters. Maybe carp would probably be their number one. But whatever you catch, whatever species, they're all great, aren't they? A short but very productive angling session there. Now it's time to talk about it. Fishing, that is, and Welsh football, as I do my weekly recordings with Jeff Pearson for his afternoon show on Bayside Radio. Hello, Jeff, and of course everyone else listening in to us today. Always a great pleasure. Well, it was a good win for Colwyn Bay. It's important to keep getting the points, particularly with Airbus doing so well at the top of the table. And as we've said on so many occasions, Jeff, and we will no doubt say it again during the course of the season, with only one side going up, it really is a case of winner takes all. And the Bay haven't had a bad start to the season. Obviously, they want maximum points like everyone else does, but that's what Airbus UK Broughton has. And full credit to them as well. They've played well. They deserve to be where they are. And 7 games in, the league table is now beginning to take shape. Jeff's off till Friday, so in the end, we only did the Welsh football recording. Finally, I've already mentioned my website, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, click the description box for the links, and there's a guest book. I look forward to hearing from you, but you can also catch up with all the other blog posts as well. I'm an avid blogger.